Hey YouTube, what's up? So I'm gonna spill some tea on AdSense today. I got a reply or a message from one of my followers who wanted me to share her story with you guys because she hopes that it helps some people who've gotten their accounts disabled from AdSense. I've been in the AdSense program, you guys, for almost 13 years, and I've talked to numerous people that have had their accounts disabled. And I don't think I've known of another person to get their account reinstated after being disabled. It's something that happens very, very, very rarely. So she sent me her replies and her correspondence with Google and told me I could share it with you as long as I don't reveal her identity. Well, I'm not going to honor that. Her name is, I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be shady? Of course, I'm not going to reveal her identity, but we're going to call her Denise for the sake of this video. So Denise got her account disabled back in, and like a lot of people, I would imagine when they get disabled, they send the appeal, and her appeal was rejected. She sent another appeal after that. The appeal was rejected again. After her second appeal, she got a reply from Google that basically said, look, we're not going to entertain any more of your appeals. Don't submit anything else. Dang. I mean, that was the feel of the message. That's not the exact wording, obviously, but it was basically like, you're not getting back in this program. So she went on with her life, continued to grow her channel, and then she sent another appeal and got back in the program. So I want to share with you two of the answers that she gave. I'm not going to show you her answers. I'm just going to summarize them. So in the appeal, there are a couple of questions that Google asks. And the first question is, what did you do to violate our terms? And she admitted that one of the things she did was she got involved in a scam. And you have to be careful with these like YouTube scams, and you might get contacted by people that want to supposedly help you make more than you can make with the partner program or whatever. I don't know if that was her situation, but it was some type of scam. And she openly admitted that she was involved in that. She talked about how she learned her lesson. Obviously, she didn't know it was a scam when she got into it. And the second question was, what have you done to improve your site since then? In this case, her YouTube channel. And she talked about how she hired someone to help her with the production of her channel, the marketing of her channel. And her channel had grown by like 300 to 400 subscribers every month since then, or something like that. She had really specific numbers about what had been going on. And it was a very professional, sincere letter. And I think the lesson here is, number one, it's so easy to not be upfront about what you were doing wrong. A lot of people are afraid to say, this is what I was doing wrong, because they fear that Google is going to say, well, if you were doing that, we're definitely not getting you back in the program. But I think the fact that she was honest and upfront actually helped her. So if you know what you did, own it, as she said, and I agree. Now, if you don't know what you did, that's a whole other thing, right? I know there are people that have been disabled and they're not sure what they did. The second thing was how she showed how she had grown since that time. So if you have had your appeal rejected, wait about 6 or 7 months at least before you submit your next appeal, and then show how you have improved since that time. And I think that was very helpful. Let me tell you guys something about Google from a personal experience. I had a manual action placed on my site back in 2012. A manual action is a penalty for violating Google's guidelines for search. And when I got that, let me tell y'all, when I got that penalty, I was like, what? I went through the roof. I'm like, I haven't done anything wrong. I'm on YouTube telling people not to do all these shady things, and now you penalize me. That was my response, so, more or less, to them. It was very defensive, somewhat arrogant. And after I replied to that manual action, I got a stock reply that said, we've reviewed your account and you're still in violation of the guidelines. Thanks. So I stepped back a day or two, waited a day or two, and I replied again. And I basically said, look, I appreciate what you guys are trying to do for search, totally brown nosing. I said, but I really have no idea why I have this manual penalty placed on my site. If you can offer any type of insights as to what is going on, I'd appreciate it. And sure enough, I got a reply from a human who basically concluded that it might have had something to do with me linking my websites together. And so I replied to him and basically said, look, the reason I'm linking my sites together is that it's relevant in these places. And I gave screenshots and examples and all of that. And sure enough, a week later, my manual action was removed. Now, what's interesting about this story is I never got any traffic penalties from this, and my traffic didn't go up after the penalty was removed. I really do just think it was a bullying tactic by Google, to be brutally honest. But my point is, I was not defensive in my reply. Google does not reply to emotional defensive replies. If you don't know why you have a penalty, or if you don't know why you've been disabled from AdSense, simply explain maybe what you've done, maybe something you could have done, and just ask and say, look, I would really appreciate another chance or an explanation for what is going on. I'm not saying that's always going to work, but anything is better than being defensive and emotional when you reply. So the second moral of all this is, you know what I'm going to say, don't rely on AdSense. You know, AdSense now for me is just like bonus money. And I've said this for a long time. You know, I'm on to other things and creating courses and now learning how to sell products from my own site. And I don't look at AdSense as something I have to have. And I hope that if you're in the AdSense program, you're also looking at it like that. And even if that is your only source of income, you're looking to move into other areas to monetize your website, because it's just not what it was, 8-10 years ago. But I did want to just share this story, and thank you, Denise, for letting me share this to people, because who knows, it might help some people get their accounts reinstated again. So that's it, guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you later.